All right, hello everybody. Hello, and welcome, my friends. It is Wednesday. It's the beginning of the beginning of the week. Holy crap, that was a misspeaking right there. It's the middle of the week, and I hope you're all doing well. Welcome to my first of two gameplay streams for the week, Boy, I can't speak today. I'm gonna try this again. Hold on. I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna come back. Ready? Okay, I'm leaving. Hello, everybody. DSP here, and welcome. It is Wednesday, June 27th, 2018. Welcome to the middle of the week. We're smack dab in the middle of a week full of streaming content for you guys and gals. This is my first of two gameplay streams for the day. Wow, see, I did this way better the second time than the first, huh? What are we up to today? Let's talk, guys. I got a lot of updates for everyone on the pre-stream, so I hope you guys are ready for some useful information and updates in regards to many things, okay? So first of all, today, I'm continuing on with Half-Life 2. I'm pretty deep into Episode 1, the first expansion for the game. In fact, most people were saying I'm within an hour of beating it. So, I'm going to be finishing that up today, okay? And then we're going to be going into Half-Life 2 Episode 2, the second and final expansion, you know, for the award-winning 14-year-old game, okay? That's going to be fun because I really enjoyed the Half-Life 2 playthrough. And again, I want to say thank you to those who subscribed to this channel to make that possible. And also thank you to the patrons who pledged so they could nominate and then vote on games for this playthrough and made this playthrough possible. It's been a lot of fun finally getting the chance to experience this great game, all right? So today we should get a big chunk into the you know, final hours of gameplay of Half-Life 2. Tonight, on my second stream, I'm going to be checking out Mario Tennis Aces in online gameplay for the very first time. Okay? I have not played this game against any humans yet. I did two major sessions, one on Friday and one on Monday. And holy shit, was the campaign of this game difficult. It took me 8 hours to beat it, but I finally beat it. So, tonight, finally, I'll be able to play this game a little bit against humans online. We'll see what it's like in a, you know, competitive setting, and we'll go from there, okay? So that's today's streams. Tomorrow is going to be Fighting EX Layer, a brand new fighting game premiering here on the stream. I'm excited to play this. It's from the makers of the Street Fighter EX series of fighting games from back in the 1990s and early 2000s. That's a series that I actually really enjoyed. Although, albeit it was kind of broken, it was pretty much, pretty ridiculous in a lot of ways. I remember that series. So now it doesn't have the Street Fighter franchise anymore, but it has the original characters that Eureka, the game company who made that series, created. It should be a fun outing, just to see what the heck this game is. Alright, so that's going to be tomorrow's main stream, a brand new fighting game. Should be fun. And then, tomorrow night will be the conclusion of Half-Life 2. I'm going to be finishing up Half-Life 2 Episode 2 tomorrow night on stream. So that'll end my Half-Life 2 playthrough. And then this coming Friday, finally, it is the Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Master Run Challenge, where in a marathon event stream, I'm going to be taking on all the different arcade modes of the various Street Fighter games in that collection on the hardest difficulty setting. It's going to be full of rage, full of salt, full of frustration, but hopefully full of perseverance. Hopefully I'll be able to actually beat those arcade modes and, you know, see how far I get in that event. Will I beat every single game in the collection? I doubt it, but I guess we'll see what happens. It could be pretty fun. It's the first time I've ever done an event like this ever. So, you know, judging on how it goes, maybe I'll do more Master Run style challenges in the future, but let's see how this goes on Friday, okay? So that's the week, guys, because then Saturday I'm off. And then Sunday I'll be back probably with more Fighting EX Layer. And then next week, boy, do we have a lot of stuff starting up for you guys next week. First of all, The Simpsons Hit and Run. As long as the game arrives today like it's supposed to and it actually works on my Xbox 360, that playthrough will be starting next week. Red Faction Guerrilla Remastered. The remastered version of Red Faction Guerrilla, one of the very first games I ever did a full playthrough of on YouTube in 2009. And in addition to that, it's a game that, it's the very first game I ever reviewed. It was my very first Hateful Truth review. Okay? So that's going to be fun. to go back to after all of this freaking time, okay? And then I'll still be playing Fighting EX Layer, okay? And then I'm going to be beginning with bringing back my Persona 5 playthrough. So, holy crap, do we have a lot of stuff going on starting next week. It's going to be a crazy busy week for streaming. I hope you guys are going to come by and hang out with me for all of these new playthroughs that are going to be starting up. It should be a lot of fun, okay? Now, I have a few things I want to talk about on the pre-stream. Some updates for people. Basically, what I want to do is update you all on things that have not been working, okay? Because recently I've been notified by various viewers that certain things don't seem to be working properly. And that frustrates me because obviously I want you guys to be able to watch my content with no problem. I want you to be able to do things like check out my merch shop, no problem. But apparently there have been some problems going on, and I want to give you all a big cumulative update on them, okay? So, first of all, let's talk about my Teespring shop. If you guys aren't aware, you can see it right on the screen right now. There's a plug to it, right? This is my merchandise shop. I launched it in March of 2017, and many people have enjoyed buying, different merchandise from the shop, and I'm very happy that, people have been enjoying the stuff over there, okay? However, yesterday I was notified by the Lord Lamb V3 right here in the stream chat. He told me that he wanted to order some merchandise from the Skull logo design. And you might say, well, what is the Skull logo design? Well, guess what? I can show you. Hello, everyone. This is the Skull logo design. This is the original, one of the original designs that I launched on my Teespring shop last year. And in reality, it's actually one of, if not the best-selling design on the whole store. It's sold more because it's on everything. It's T-shirts, mugs, okay? Everything, sweatshirts, hoodies. In addition to that, I think there's posters. And it's not just this, but there's also an all-red design, too. People like both this kind of pink and gray design, but also the all-red design as well, all right? So this was on the web, on my Teespring since last year. It was one of the first products to ever launch over there. And people told me, Phil, I don't know what happened. I went to go order it, and I couldn't. So I looked into it, and you're absolutely right. Apparently what happens on Teespring is if you set something up to be a auto-renewing listing on Teespring, it will automatically renew for about a year. And then after about a year, it expires, and then you have to manually set it to start auto-renewing again. I did not know that, and that was not explained to me last year by Teespring either. So I had no clue that that was the case. And I guess the bottom line is that if it expires, you guys can't order it. If you try to order it, what it says is, oh, it's not available, but we'll put you on a waiting list, and you'll get an email when it's available again, okay? So here's what happened. Last night, I went out to my Teespring, and it was 4 different listings. I believe 2 of it was for this skull design in the pink and gray, and the other one was for the red. So I refreshed all of those listings. They're all fully refreshed, and now you can buy those products again. And overnight, I got 2 sales. Funny how that works. I think what happened was there were people sitting, waiting on the waiting list to buy the stuff, and now they think they got an email saying, oh, it's now available. So who knows how many people in the last 3 months, because this has been since late March, apparently, these have not been available. Who knows how many people have been sitting on this waiting list, waiting to buy product, of that awesome design, and couldn't get them. What I will tell you guys is this. If you ever have an issue like that, please let me know on stream, or tweet me, or email me. You can tweet me at TheyCallMeDSP, or email me, darksidephil@hotmail.com. The problem is if you guys don't tell me, I can't look into it. I literally had not a single clue that this was going on until Lord Lamb yesterday told me. And so I checked it out and fixed it, and now apparently everything's good. I already got 2 new orders. So thank you, huge shout out, and thank you to Lord Lamb for letting me know. And shout out, obviously, to the 2 people who bought product. I don't know who you are, but thank you very much for that. And hopefully now anyone who wants the cool Skull logo products will go and check them out, okay? Alrighty then. So that's good news. That's the thing I was able to fix. Now on to the bad news, the things I'm not able to fix, okay, guys? So sadly, I got some bad news in regards to some of my oldest vlogs possible. You guys may remember way back when, it was from the years of 2008, actually I think it was 2009 when I started the channel, through 2011. For about 2 years, back in the day, I had a vlogging channel on YouTube called The King of Hate HD. Now this channel was pretty much fan service. It was videos that I did that were not gaming. Gaming was my forte and what I wanted to focus on. But I did a lot of other things. This is where certain series, such as DSP Tries It, Ask the King, etc., all got their start, you know? And these videos are almost 10 years old at this point, some of them. So it was cool because, you know, after a while, I moved on and I made the King of Hate vlogs, which ended up being my new vlogging channel, where I could partner and I could make money on the videos. And then obviously DSPGaming appeared in 2010, and yada yada yada. You don't need to know the whole the whole situation behind it. But basically, I always had the King of Hate HD available as an archive channel. This was a channel where the content would sit there and you could watch it. Now, there were no advertisements. It was nothing like that. Basically, the channel just sat there as an archive of my old works from years and years and years ago, right? Back when I lived in Connecticut, it was very different. Sadly, here's what happened. I guess in 2015, when YouTube Red launched, they wanted everyone to sign a new terms of service, which I did so on my active channels, but I never did so for my inactive channels. You know, so channels such as the King of 8 HD, there was also my Final Fantasy 13 channel and my Red Dead Redemption channel, where I played Red Dead Redemption as well as L.A. Noire, okay? So I never signed the new terms of service on those channels. And I guess what happened was, the videos gradually over the years were still visible, but I guess because the terms of service were never signed to accept YouTube Red's terms of service, I guess the way it worked is that they slowly phased out the videos so that they weren't available in this territory. They're not available now in this territory. You can't see this video. You can't see that video, right? And it sucks because I didn't even know this was going on. Again, it's an archive channel. I'm not looking at it. I'm not using the channel. I'm not making money on it. I'm not doing anything with it. So it's just sitting there as an archive of my work. And every once in a while, someone would ping me and say, "Phil, are you aware that now you can't watch these videos in South America?" And I was like, whatever. You know, I don't know what the deal is. So eventually, I guess what ended up happening here, okay, is that this month, YouTube, if you guys aren't aware, changed their terms of service again. This time because they're changing YouTube Red. It's not YouTube Red anymore, which is hilarious because it didn't even make sense they ever called it that. I mean, how ignorant can you be? Aren't you aware that there's a fucking website called RedTube that is very different from what YouTube is trying to promote with YouTube Red? I mean, seriously, I mean, really dumb. It's just really silly. You know, and to me, I just got to shake my head and be like, I mean, it was just another one of the boneheaded decisions that YouTube did, calling it YouTube Red. You know what I mean? Really stupid. So anyway, they changed it now to be called YouTube Premium, and apparently they are changing certain things about it, okay? But apparently when they did that, there was another terms of service update, and I guess because I never accepted the first one from 2015, which I swear I did, because I remember in the meantime, people had told me to go there and accept the terms so that people could watch the videos again. And I did. I know I did. Eventually, I did go and I signed into the King of Hate HD and I did accept the new terms because I checked and all the videos were visible and everything. So I don't know what really happened with this channel. But the bottom line is, guess what, guys? The channel still exists. The channel is still there. I can still see every video on the channel. Okay? But sadly, you guys can't see the videos at all. Apparently, every single video on the King of Hate HD has been blocked worldwide, meaning no one can see the videos but me. Now, I have no idea why. Again, I log in. There's no information about this. I click on channel settings. No copyright strikes, no community strikes, nothing wrong with your channel at all. You're good. But then why can't anyone watch the videos? And I'm looking all around the channel. There's not a single place on the channel that says, oh, you know, your videos are blocked worldwide because of this. Click here to fix it. Or even just saying, you can't fix it. Here's why. Nothing. No explanation. Zero. And sadly, I hate to say it, this is the problem with YouTube. The website is very, very, how can I say, automated. And I'm in a situation that's probably unique. Probably most people who use YouTube actively, right, would have gone to the website and signed in and accepted the new terms if they were going to keep using a channel, right? So more than likely, what happened here is YouTube, with their automated system, has a system where if you didn't accept terms of service right away or whatever, and, you know, okay, this channel's not monetized, this channel hasn't seen a new video uploaded since 2011, so 7 years of non-use, let's just shut it off, right? And it seems like that's what happened. And there's no way to appeal or fix this, from what I can see. Okay? Now, what I may do, if there is a demand for it, okay, what I may actually do is I may attempt to get the videos off this channel and re-upload them elsewhere. Where? I guess to my vlogging channel, The King of Hate Vlogs. I mean, at this point, I barely vlog anyway. I do, what, the Weekend Preview, Ask the King, and a podcast every once in a while. That's it. So maybe what I'll do is, like, once a week, upload one of these retro vlogs over there, right? And then I could monetize them again, by the way. I'd actually be able to monetize them again. You know, because they haven't been monetized since 2010. Now, the thing is, I would have to be careful. I would have to be careful because, sadly, I know back in the day, I used to put, sometimes there would be copywritten music or licensed music playing in the background of one of these videos, okay? And I know what's going to happen is that if I upload one of those videos to my current vlogging channel, that's going to completely screw me over. All right? That's going to completely and utterly screw me over to the point where the channel's going to get flagged or whatever, and I'm going to get in trouble. All right? So, obviously, I don't want that to happen. Okay? I don't. So, what I think I'm going to do is maybe every once in a while, and again, this is just an idea. I don't know if you guys are really even interested in this or not, but maybe what I can do is once a week download an old video off that channel and upload it to my current vlogging channel as a retro kind of a feel. I mean, let's face it, this is my 10th anniversary as a content creator, so it may actually be a great time to do something like this, right? To just toss those videos onto the new channel so you guys can watch the classics from 9+ years ago. But again, I'll have to be careful about what I do. I have to make sure I don't violate any current YouTube rules like copywritten music and shit like that. So I'd have to keep my eyes peeled on it, right? And make sure there's no problem. So, so I may do that, guys. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But I'm not promising you anything, but it may be an interesting idea, okay, of something that I do once a week. So let me know what you think. Some of you in stream chat are saying this is a good idea. We like retro stuff, and it sucks we can't see it anymore. And, hey, it's for minimal work. If I can easily download these videos and then just re-upload and just title it or whatever, for minimal work to get the retro classics back up on the internet and maybe make a buck or two here or there doing it, I don't see the problem with that. The thing is, I don't want to go crazy. Like, I wouldn't want to download 300 videos from the channel and upload them all in one day. That would not be a good idea, because that would flood everyone's inbox. Everyone would be pissed off. I'm not going to do that. But I think I may bring back the retro goodness. Okay. All right, we'll see. We'll see what happens, my friends. But I just want to give you an update on that. So the good news is Teespring's back. The product that was not available, you know, the product that people maybe wanted to get and could not get because it was basically screwed up and on hold, okay, is now available. And you can now order that stuff off my Teespring shop if you've been waiting for it. All right, so that's one of the pieces of good news. The other piece is that even though the King of Hate HD seems to be gone for good, I may be able to bring these videos back, you know, by manually re-uploading them to my new channel, okay, or my current channel, I should say, because the channel ain't new. The King of Hate Vlogs has been around since, what, 2012? So it's been around for 6 years. It ain't new. But it would definitely make sense to maybe get that somewhere else more current, okay? So, there you go, my friends. Big updates today. What do you think about that? Does everyone think this is good news? It's funny because I take a look at the stream chat, and a few people were excited, and other people are talking about the World Cup. I am fully aware that we are in World Cup madness mode right now. It's all over the internet, on social media. And it's funny because I know nothing about it. I'm not paying attention to it. And quite frankly, most Americans, like North Americans / I should say people from the United States, okay, are not paying attention to the World Cup. They're just not. Most people are not. To us, it's like not a non-event, which is hilarious because the rest of the world loves it. The rest of the world is like all over it, right? But, you know, for me, it's like, meh. I don't even know who's still in it. I'm not paying any attention. Yeah, every day people are bringing it up, getting more hype about for the end of it, and I don't even know what's going on in it. So, what I would say is, great. I'm happy you guys are enjoying the World Cup, and go right ahead. Obviously, I'm not going to say you can't talk about the World Cup on stream, but just understand you are going to completely go over my head. I have no idea what you're talking about, and I'm going to be lost, basically, while you talk about it. Okay, guys? All right. All right, my friends. Let us now very quickly do some plugs, all right? And then I got to do some shout-outs for those of you who've been cheering, subbing, and tipping during today's stream already. And then we're going to jump into Half-Life 2. We got to see how far we can get, okay, guys? I really like the game, so I hope you guys will continue to enjoy the streams of it, all right? Okay, so first, thank you for 10 awesome years. Thank you for 10 years of being a content creator. Thank you for your support on a daily basis. You guys coming out and watching my videos on YouTube, and of course now watching my live streams on Twitch. Quite frankly, Twitch is now my new focus over YouTube. YouTube is now my archive for all my content, and I love what I do. I love the interaction I have every day with you guys. I absolutely love doing this for a living, so thank you for that. I really do appreciate it, all right? That being said, the best way for you to continue to support me would be to watch my videos on YouTube and to watch my streams here on Twitch. I mean, that's a no-brainer. And I think many of you do that because you enjoy the content. However, if you'd like to go above and beyond, and you would like to contribute in another way, and ensure that I can keep doing this on a daily basis and bring you this free, unedited, fun, interactive gameplay content every single day, there are several ways that you can do so. All right, the first way is my Patreon. And with only 3 days left this month, 3.5 days technically left this month, guys, that means you have 3.5 days left to pledge to my Patreon and get in on this month's big event. So if you're not aware, you can check it out over at patreon.com/darksidephil. This is a monthly campaign that I run where you can pledge to this Patreon campaign, and it helps me to afford all the costs of doing business. You know, the cost of all the video games that I buy, the cost of the equipment, the cost of electricity, internet, and health insurance. Everything is very expensive doing this. Trust me, it's not a cheap thing to be able to cover all these new releases and everything for you on a daily basis. But that being said, your monthly pledges help with that. And the cool thing about it is if you contribute to my Patreon, all right, you get stuff back. It's not just about you pledging and helping me. You get stuff for your contributions. For example, the best perk, which is what I call the things that you get for pledging, is, in my opinion, if you pledge $5 or more, you have the ability to nominate and vote on games for special events. For example, right now, I'm playing Half-Life 2. This was a result of patrons nominating and voting games for a Patron's Choice playthrough. Next week, I'll be starting The Simpsons Hit and Run. That also was the result of a Patron's Choice playthrough event. If you pledge this month, 3.5 days left to pledge, you'll be able to nominate and vote on games for the Rage-a-thon event, which is going to take place in August. What this is going to be is a marathon event, 7+ hours of me playing games on stream, playing games that cause me to rage. And it could be anything. It could be a game I've played before in the past. It could be a game I've never played. It could be a platforming game. It could be an action game, a puzzle game, a sandbox game, a fighting game. Anything is eligible as long as it's a game that's pretty much readily available to play. As long as it's something that I can access and it doesn't cost $100 to get, it's eligible for this event. All right? So, pretty awesome. And you will have unprecedented amount of power over this event if you pledge, because in general, just so you guys know, typically, I would say about 50 people participate in these nomination events. So just imagine you're one of 50 people nominating and then voting on a game that's going to be played on a stream that hundreds of people will be watching and videos that thousands of people will be watching on YouTube. That's a pretty crazy amount of power. So if you want control over the event where I'm going to be salty and rage-filled all day long, definitely pledge to my Patreon by the end of this month. You got just about over 3 days left to do so. All right, check it out at patreon.com/darksidephil. But just so you guys know, that's not the only thing available. There's other perks and stuff available over there. Go give it a look yourself for all the full details. They're all explained. And thank you to anyone who is a current patron. I do appreciate your support, okay? Number 2, as I've already mentioned, guys, my Teespring shop, where you can buy fun merchandise, t-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, stickers, mugs, and other stuff over at teespring.com/stores/DSPGaming. I just fixed the website, so now you can actually access the awesome, the awesome Skull logo products, which I love. This is actually, out of all the shirts that I own, of my own stuff, this is still my favorite. And this shirt I've owned for over a year, and it hasn't faded. The design hasn't worn. That's how good Teespring shirts are, okay? So, great quality stuff. I can attest to it because I own it. And not only if you buy something over there, not only are you getting a cool collectible, I get a commission for every sale as well. So, please consider checking it out and getting something. It helps me out tremendously. And it's a cool way for you to actually get something rather than just, oh, I'm just going to, send Phil a tip on stream. Well, maybe instead of that, you want to actually get something for your contribution. That's a cool way you could do it at my Teespring shop, okay? Now, certainly last but not least, my friends, if you're here live on stream and you're loving what I'm doing, you love the streams, you want to contribute positively. Well, if you either cheer, sub, or tip during today's gameplay stream, I will give you a verbal shout-out for your contribution, all right? And in addition, if you are the top cheerer or top tipper, I'm going to put you up on the leaderboard. As you can see, we have a stream stats leaderboard at the very top of the stream today, and that will be updated periodically for people who become the top cheerer or top tipper, and I will begin updating that in just a few minutes when I do shout-outs for this pre-stream, okay? Now, if you do want to get a shout-out on the stream, there's a couple criteria you have to follow. The first is please be as short-worded and concise as possible. The less words you use, the less long-winded you are, the bigger chance I'm going to read your shout out and respond to it. If you cheer, sub, or tip and then leave me a giant paragraph, I'm not going to read it and derail the whole stream for 5 to 10 minutes. So please be as concise as you can, all right? Number 2, please, and I urge you, please, be positive, be fun-loving, be on topic. Please don't try to come in here and try to derail the whole stream with negativity or drama. Please don't bring in off-topic things that are going to derail the stream like politics or religion. Those are topics I'm not going to be talking about on stream because this is a gameplay stream to have fun. It's not a serious topics discussion stream where we're going to get into that kind of stuff. And I know that if I did talk about that stuff, it would just cause arguments. So there's no point in getting into that kind of stuff on a gameplay stream like this. Plus, again, it would just derail the whole stream. Please don't bring up negativity or drama. Oh no, Phil, someone insulted you. Someone's rebroadcasting your content illegally. Yada, yada, yada. I don't care. This is not the place for that. This is a fun gameplay stream for us to hang out and interact and have a good time. It's not a time for all that. Trust me, there's plenty of other streamers out there that all they do is cause drama and try to do that crap. I'm not like that, and I don't care about that. I want no part of it, okay? But in general, if you abide by these general rules, you're going to get a shout-out for any of your contributions here on the stream. And in general, I would say about 95% of the people get it. And we have really great positive streams every single day. You're always going to have newcomers who don't know the rules, or someone who's the bad egg who wants to come in here, right, and they want to try to freaking, stink stuff up. You're always going to get that element. Nothing can be done about it. But in general, I love streaming here because it's such a positive experience. So thank you guys very much for that, okay? All right, now, maybe you want to go a step further. Maybe you want to get visual recognition for your contributions. Maybe you want to get a cool animation to play on the stream as a way of saying thank you. Well, you can do that. There's 3 ways you can qualify for that. If you either cheer 50 or more bits in one go, okay, if you also, excuse me, boy, I'm confused. Try this again. If you subscribe to the channel and you wait a few minutes, there's actually a share button that will appear on the screen. If you click on that share button, all right, or if you tip me $5 or more in one go, one shot, $5 tip or bigger, you'll get an animation to play on the stream. So it's cool because you get both visual recognition, it'll show your message, and then I'm going to give you a verbal shout out too. So you get both. All right, pretty sweet. A couple more things. Number 1, subscribing to the channel, my friends. Thank you so much. This month I got a lot of subs. Actually, this month I had the second most subs that I ever had on the channel. The most I ever had was in December/January when subs were on half price, all right, for Christmas. But I had a lot of subs. We were up to over, I think, 514 subs or something like that at one point this month. Thank you guys for that amount of support. That is really excellent of you guys, all right? That being said, excuse me. That being said, if you subscribe to the channel, you get many benefits. The first benefit is you get to access all of the emotes, including the DSP Pepe emote, the new DSP Ryu, Hadouken, and Fireball emotes, which people have been using a lot when I play Street Fighter. In particular, later this week, during the Street Fighter Anniversary Marathon, those emotes are going to be used constantly, I get the feeling. Okay? It's going to be really useful in that particular instance. Alright? So there you go. That's number one. Number two, you'll also have access to the fact that you don't have to watch ads. So, when I go on ad breaks, which typically I do 1 to 2 times during a major gameplay stream, I run advertisements. If you're a subscriber, you don't have to watch said advertisements. And if you're like me, you probably don't like advertisements. So it benefits you in that regard, okay? Number 3, all right, you get a cool chat crown badge. It starts off as a bronze crown in the chat, but as time moves on, if you become a 3-month ongoing supporter or subscriber, you get a silver crown. Then after 6 months, it goes gold, and then after that, you'll get rubies. It's pretty cool. So it's a great way to show your support. It's a great way to get access to a few things that are exclusive to the channel, and a great way to participate in the streams in particular. Like I said, coming up this week, that marathon event, I'll be running more ads than usual, and you'll be able to use those emotes. So please consider subscribing. You know, this week in particular is a great time to do it, okay? Last but not least, guys, I've mentioned tipping on this pre-stream many times, and you may be wondering, what does that mean? How do you do it? Tipping is a situation, it's a completely different process outside of anything integrated with Twitch. It's not like cheering and subbing, which is integrated. Tipping is separate from that. How do you tip me? 2 different ways. You can either look below my stream right now on my channel page, and you may see a tips jar button, and if you click on that button, it'll take you to my tips page on PayPal, where you can leave an anonymous tip if you like, or you can leave your name and a message to get a shout out on the stream. Or if you don't see that, because you may not see that button. Where's the tips jar button? It ain't here. There's no buttons. You're probably on a mobile version of Twitch, which is fine. If that's the case, you can type !tip into the stream chat, and then you can it'll post up a link that you can click on. It'll take you directly to the tips page, where you'll be able to tip me via that method, okay? So thank you to everyone who contributes via cheer, subs, and tips during the stream today. It is much appreciated. It helps me out tremendously, and it keeps me going. You know, my eventual goal is that my Twitch grows so much that we have enough viewers on here and enough contributions on a daily basis to support me only doing this on Twitch and not having to worry about things like YouTube ad revenue. I don't want to worry about YouTube anymore. I want that to just be kind of the background thing, but we're not there yet, guys. We need to get there, okay? All right, my friends. Let's do shout-outs. First of all, I had a significant amount of people who actually contributed overnight when I wasn't even here. So I want to say thanks to those who keep me in mind and come by and contribute when I'm not even broadcasting. That's pretty amazing that you guys do, all right? So let's start off. Shout out to Infinite55 who did a 100-bit cheer. Thank you very much. I received an anonymous $5 tip overnight. And they said, I've been working on a solution for your King of Hate HD channel. In 2018, YouTube Premium has replaced YouTube Red. The terms of service that you signed in 2015 have also likely changed, and people on the forums have confirmed that no countries can access your videos, not even Mexico. Well, I already talked about this on the pre-stream. That's kind of where I got the information that this was going on. So thank you for the tip, and thank you for the information. Sadly, it looks like the channel is done. I don't know what to do to bring it back. There's no way. But like I said, maybe I'll gradually upload a few of the classic videos over time, okay? Shout out to iMadFusion, who did a 50-bit cheer. He says, I know you said it's hard to do collabs online because of your online presence from trolls. Have you considered seeking out certain individuals in the same position? You could be the next Game Grumps. Well, iMadFusion, first of all, what you have to realize is that most people who are in a position like me probably also realize they really don't have much to benefit from a collaboration. Like, honestly, how many co-op games are there out there that if I played them with someone else that it would really benefit me? Maybe in the last year, well, how many of them have there really been? And outside of those, I've played a bunch. Like, for example, Destiny 2, I was able to get, you know, some viewers and fans and my friends to come on and join me and play Destiny 2 with me, right? And that went down pretty well. See what I mean? So even when there is co-op, typically I don't have a problem as long as it's a co-op game that I'm interested in. I'll give you an example. A Way Out. That was a game I was interested in, But when it finally came out, number one, it was in the midst of a ton of other new releases that I was also interested in. And number two, I just didn't have the time to figure it out, to say, oh, here, I'll get a co-op partner and play through it. Eventually, may I play a game like A Way Out? Sure. But really, it just wasn't really on my radar this year, you know? I thought it would be, but it just came out, in my opinion, with bad timing in the midst of a million other games, and I didn't really care about it when it came out, okay? The problem is, if you do a collab with someone who also has a negative element or a negative community around them, that community, all right, now gets air of you. So I'll give you a perfect example. If I do a collab with someone else, the people who hate me might now start hating on that person because they did work with me, or vice versa. If I work with someone else who has a negative, toxic community following them, that toxic community might latch itself on to me. And obviously, I have enough problems. I don't need two toxic communities latching on to me, right? Now, there was one exception where about a month ago, when the Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection released, I did issue an open challenge to people on the internet, and no one accepted. I said, I will play any other streamer who's interested, right? I said, any other streamer, any other personality on the internet, you guys want to take me on in this collection, I'll accept. I got 0 challenges. So that just goes to show you that people are kind of in the same mindset as me. They're afraid that if they did something with DSP, that the people would probably fucking harass them, right? Now, I did make an open challenge to Low Tier God on Twitter. He seemed to accept and then disappeared. And he never PM'd me, and he never continued on with the challenge. So that's his own choice, and that's fine. You know, I have no problem with the fact that the guy may at first have been interested and he changed his mind. But, you know, it's not like I didn't try. And I'm certainly not going to harass the guy or harp on this guy to play with me in a collection that, quite frankly, is not a very good collection. The collection itself, the connections are bad. The lobbies don't work half the time. And it's just not a very good collection to begin with. So it's not like, oh man, this is the perfect Street Fighter collection and I'm missing out. It's not. I'm not really missing out. Even if I were to play the guy, it probably would fucking be laggy as shit anyway, and we'd both be frustrated. So, in my opinion, it was kind of like a good idea. Alright, but it didn't really turn out the way that I had planned because the collection itself wasn't very good anyway. It is what it is, you know? So that's it, you know, that's all I can say. Is I shrug my shoulders and I say, oh well, you know, and, you know, moving forward, would I actively seek out someone to do a collab? No, probably not. Probably not. Because like I said, I wouldn't want to get people involved negatively with me. You know what I mean? And that's the bottom line. And by the way, it's happened too. Just so you know, guys, there have been people who I've had interactions with over the years, and it's not just, you know, in particular recently, but, you know, over the years, other people who have had interactions with me, very positive interactions, okay? And it's not because of me, it's because of the negative shitheads who follow me around, these sick people, who then go and attack these other people that they don't want to do stuff with me anymore, you know? There's in particular, there's a couple of people who I was actually on very good terms with, who came to me behind the scenes and said, Phil, you know, can we stop having public interactions because it's hurting me? You know, I'm someone who I actually like you or whatever, but we're having public interactions, you know, and because of that, I'm getting negative shit against me, and it's not fair. It's not your fault, but also, you know, I got to do what's best for me, so can we just kind of, you know, stop with that? And I said, fair enough, you know, fair enough, you know, if that's how you want. I wouldn't want to do anything to hurt you or anything you got going on your end, so, you know, I will respect your wishes, you know. So, you know, it's happened. It's more than once, by the way. I'm not even addressing a specific situation. This has happened more than once over the years. And again, it's not something I did wrong. It's not that these people don't like me. It's that these fucking shitheads follow me around and purposely shit over anything that I touch, you know. So, there's not much I can do about that, right? Okay. All right. So anyway, thank you for the cheer. Thank you for the cheer. I'm at Fusion. I hope that answered your question. Woomy did a couple of cheers overnight. She said Korea won. Korea defeated the champion. Woo. So she cheered again. She said, "Ah, help me! I'm getting hug attacked by Mexican friends. How do I say help in Spanish? Helpo. No, it's ayúdame. Right? Isn't it ayúdame? I think it's ayúdame. Is help me. But there you go. Thank you, Woomy, for those overnight cheers. I appreciate that. Okay, so now we're moving on to people who contributed during today's stream when it was live. So therefore, let's go ahead and let's update the leaderboards now with these people who have contributed. Sound good? Okay. All right, my friends. And we got someone in the stream chat talking shit who has no idea what they're talking about, and they're permanently banned. So enjoy your permanent ban for talking straight out of your ass, because you're completely incorrect. Alrighty then. Let us begin. First of all, the first cheer today was from Lord Lamb V3, and he says, there is something wrong with Germany. Holy fuck, they played bad. I guess Germany lost. I don't know. I don't know anything about, again, the World Cup. Sounds to me like this is World Cup stuff. Okay. But I don't know anything that's going on with World Cup. But thank you for the cheer, Lord Lamb. I appreciate the cheer. Wow, I received a $50 tip from Chairman Mao. Now, if I remember correctly, Chairman Mao doesn't have something to do with Communist China. So more than likely, I'm not going to put his full name. Maybe I'll just put Mao up on the leaderboard just so I don't get in trouble here. But I received a $50 anonymous tip. And it said, thank you for playing Mario Tennis Aces. I'm enjoying your playthrough. Although I do really miss your PSVR games coverage, and I wish you could go back to them. Well, it's very simple. I've said this many times. Last year, I had to change my content, you know. Was it an active decision that I wanted to make? No, it actually wasn't, you know. I enjoyed doing my content in the style that I had done for 8-9 years, right? But last year, I had to change myself from being primarily a YouTuber to primarily being a live streamer. I had to do this because YouTube ad revenue literally was halved overnight. Between the months of January and February 2017, YouTube ad revenue went down by 50%. And everyone was affected to the point where many people had to quit YouTube. They couldn't afford to do this for a living anymore. Luckily for me, I had stuff to fall back on, and I jumped on the fact, that I was able to become a full-time live streamer. And let me tell you, if I didn't do that, I would be gone, guys. I mean, like, real talk, everything. I would have lost everything. I would have had to lose my house. I more than likely would have had to... I don't even know if I would have been able to move back to Connecticut because I don't know if I would have been able to afford it. I would have had to sell all my stuff. More than likely, I don't even know if I would have been able to do this anymore. Because making half as much money and having all that debt in my name, I don't know what would have happened. I would have went into bankruptcy. It would have been horrible, okay? So thankfully, I did have something to fall back on, okay? But sadly, when you have to change what you do, right? And technically what I did is I changed my entire business model, right? Now my content has shout outs for people who are cheering, subbing, or tipping. My content has leaderboards sometimes, right? You know, this is a completely different kind of stuff. I need to have interactive streams. I have to. I can't have isolation streams where I'm like by myself because it's the interaction that brings people out to contribute and allows me to make money on Twitch. I mean, everyone knows this about Twitch. This is how Twitch works, right? So that being said, you got to think about PlayStation VR. I bought it in late 2016. I played it from, you know, the month that it released. What was that, October through November, December, and even to some extent early January 2017 because I played Resident Evil 7 in it, right? And that was the last time I touched it. And then in February was when the YouTube adpocalypse happened and I had to become a full-time live streamer, okay? So when I changed my content, I said, all right, I constantly have to be reading stream chat, interacting with stream chat, giving shout-outs, doing that. If I put the PSVR on my head, it's not possible. And it's funny because some people say, yeah, it is. No, it's not. It's the people who have played VR and done, like, interaction and stuff. They use the Oculus Rift. They use the HTC Vive. And they're able to do stuff because it's PC. They're able to do stuff, like, with the overlay or whatever inside of their headset so they can see the stream chat. You can't do that with the PSVR. It's just not possible, all right? Or if it's possible, it's completely nerfed. Oh, well, you could stream through your PS4 with the PSVR, and if you do, then you can see a stream chat. It's not going to work. It's just not going to work, guys, okay? So if I were to do PSVR content, I can't see the stream chat. I can't interact. I can't do shout-outs. And, as we found out when I was doing PSVR content, it made me queasy. Like, I would play it, and I would become actually sick to my stomach with certain games. There were 2 different games. What was it? There was the one that was the horror game, right? And there were 2 games where I actually became physically, like, ill. Like, I was going to vomit, right? From it. So, playing these things at length doesn't work regardless, all right? If anything, what we saw when I played the PSVR for those few months that I did is exactly what I had surmised for years beforehand. VR is a gimmick. Just like motion controls, just like, you know, every other possible fucking thing, it's a gimmick. It's not something that significantly adds to the gameplay experience. After you get the initial effect wearing off, it's not a big deal anymore. And quite frankly, it's not something that you should be investing hundreds and hundreds of dollars, if even more. Some people actually bought fucking PCs specifically to play the Oculus and the HTC Vive. It's nothing that's worth it. It's a waste of money. Just like all the other gimmicks that have come over the years, it's just a waste of money. You know what I mean? Like, these game companies, instead of investing in gimmicks, should be investing in making good games. We're halfway through 2018, my friends, halfway through the month. How many great games can we really say have come out this year? 2? I mean, you got God of War, and then to pick another one is actually subjective. Like, what would it be? Some people would say Monster Hunter. Some people would say Dragon Ball Fighters. But you can't even say it's halfway through the fucking year, and you can't even say there's been, like, 2 good games. You see what I mean? Now, instead of focusing on gimmicks, maybe if these game studios would make good fucking games, we wouldn't have these problems. But that's the problem, is we got these games that are just lackluster, made solely to make money. Oh, but here's a VR game. I don't care about your stupid VR gimmick. I really don't. So it's a kind of a combination. All right? It's kind of a combination of me, number 1, not really caring about VR anymore, and number 2, me not being able to do my kind of stream that I do. And, you know, I've been successful for the last year, because I have done the interactive streams. I'm not going back on that now to play PSVR games, okay? So sadly, I hate to say it, yeah, the era of PSVR, unless the only exception to this rule would be if there was a game that came out, a killer app, so to speak, for PSVR, that was like, man, you have to experience this game in VR. It's the best game ever. It blows you away. It knocks your socks off to play this game in VR. It's the best experience. And if you don't play it, you're really missing out on a AAA experience in VR that you never would have anywhere else. If that were the case, I would say, okay, I will forego my interactive streaming to try this out. That has not happened. All the reports that you get is, VR's kind of a gimmick. You know, does it add a little bit to certain games? Of course, but it's not great. You know, not once have I heard, oh man, you really missed out because you didn't play this game. It's like, no. They're basically, VR games are games you can skip. They're not very important. They're really just little blips of the gaming landscape for a gimmick that really is just not very important. You know, much like the motion control. Man, remember all those Kinect games? Man, I'm really glad I didn't miss out on those. You see what I mean? It's the same thing. All right. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed your very elaborate answer. I am going to put you up on the leaderboard, but as I said, I'm not going to put your full name only because I don't want to get in trouble. Someone reports my stream for having communist overtones or something. So I'm just going to put you up there as Mao, $50 tip. Thank you very much for that. All right. The Last Rambo did a 50-bit cheer, and he says, have you decided if you want to play the Mario and Rabbids DLC? My answer there, quite frankly, is no. I've decided that I am not going to play it. And here's why. There's a couple reasons, okay? But thank you for the cheer. You are the top cheerer, so I put you up on the leaderboard there. Number 1, because in general, there seemed to be 0 hype attached to this DLC. We heard about it at E3, and since E3, I've not heard a single person ask me to play it. I've not heard anyone talking about it. I think what happened was Mario Tennis Aces completely blew away any kind of hype that would have been around this DLC. Maybe if Mario Tennis Aces had not come out, then maybe there would have been some hype around this Nintendo DLC expansion. But I think Mario Tennis Aces being the big new game kind of trumped any kind of excitement this DLC would have had. All right. Number 2, the game is old. I mean, the game came out in September of last year. Actually, I take that back. The game came out in August of last year. So almost a full year before this DLC expansion was released, most people don't really care about Mario Cross Rabbids anymore, right? They just don't. It's old. And number 3, DLC expansions, typically when I play them, don't get much attention. And that's the truth of the matter. Even the biggest, hypest games of the year that I play, if they get DLC, typically the DLC doesn't really get much attention. I say the only exception to that rule would be Dark Souls or Fallout. Those have been the two games that when I played the DLCs, they kind of got good attention. But outside of those two, pretty much anything else I play DLC for, no one really cares. You know, you care about the game when it's a new release, but you don't care to go back to it months and months and months and months later. So, you know, weighing and balancing everything there, I've decided not to play it. I have other things to do. I got to finish up Half-Life 2. We got a new game this week, fighting EX Layer. We got a Street Fighter Marathon. Right, next week we've got multiple new games with The Simpsons and Red Faction Gorilla. We got so much to do. I don't have time to just drop everything to play a DLC for a game that's a year old. So, there you go. All right, shout out to YOLO Dopper, who cheered. He says, I've been trying to order stuff. For some reason, I'm getting an error. I emailed Teespring. We haven't gotten a response. YOLO Dopper, you have to tell me what error you're talking about if you're serious. As I said, I should have fixed all errors. There shouldn't be any more errors. And you're the only person who said there's been an error outside of the people who said they couldn't order the skull design, which should now be fixed. So if you're serious, please come to me with information. But if you're not serious, then don't keep cheering about this. I believe this is the third time you've cheered about it and then never contacted me afterwards. So I don't think you're serious. I think you're just pulling my leg here. All right. Okay. All right, Random Ghost tipped me $1, and fair enough. Random Ghost just wants me to be careful. He says if I do re-upload the videos from the King of Hate HD, that the wording that I used in some of the videos could be alluded to saying, try to click my ads or something like that, which I never outright said, by the way. I literally never said click the ads in a video, or if I did, I have no actual knowledge that I did. And obviously, you're absolutely right. I don't want people hearing that and then going over to say my modern vlogging channel and saying, oh, look what Phil said, right? Because that's not allowed, and obviously, I don't want people doing that. So, you're absolutely right. Thank you for the heads up, Random Ghost. What I will have to do is I will have to pay attention very actively to what is in the content of each video. If I do pull a video off the King of Hate HD and I put it onto my modern vlogging channel, that it doesn't have any of those issues, all right? That, you know, that doesn't say that stuff. So, you're absolutely right, 100%. I have to be careful, you know, especially with people paying attention to all that. That's why, I'll be honest, I'm kind of apprehensive about doing it, about putting the old videos on the modern channel, because I know that there's stuff, like I said, I know there's going to be videos there that have outdated stuff that I say that has nothing to do with my current content, right? I know there's going to be licensed and copywritten content there. So, we'll see. I'm not committing to putting those videos on the current channel. We'll see what happens, okay? All right. Octoa tipped me $20. Thank you very much, Octoa, for the $20 tip. He says, always happy to throw a little support your way. Keep up the good work as always. Thank you very much, Octoa. I appreciate that. Rim Logger, subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much, Rim Logger, for the sub. Third Eye the Third cheered. He says, how do you expect your Twitch channel to grow if you can't even be friendly with other Twitch communities because of toxicity? I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. My channel has to grow on the basis of itself, not on the basis of me being involved with other people. You know what? It's the truth of the matter is that sadly, I don't get the opportunities other people get. I don't get the same fair shake that other people get because of this toxic community that follows me around that I have nothing to do with. I don't talk about them. I don't address them. I know nothing about them unless they get so into my shit that they're negatively affecting me. Like, for example, the escort story, right, from earlier this year. They literally made up a story that went so viral. People were believing this. I'm like, it's complete horseshit. And normally I would ignore it, but if so many people are talking about it, I have to address it, right? But normally this is a community of people I completely ignore. I don't give a shit about. I really don't. But they go out of their way to fuck stuff up for me. Even though I don't know who they are, I don't know why they have such a bug up their ass about me. It's like they're obsessed lunatics, you know? And I don't know what else to do about it, you know? I don't know what to tell you. I have to grow on the basis of my own content and the basis of my own entertainment factor versus many other people out there. You're absolutely right. Okay, you're absolutely right. You're able to go out and say, oh, I'm going to collab with this guy. I'm going to collab with that guy. Oh, look, two streamers who are doing a crossover event. And I can't do that. I never did that on YouTube either. Look at YouTube. I was never able to do that shit on YouTube. And I'm not able to do it on Twitch. I've always said this, and I'll say it again. I feel like I'm an island. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm an island where I'm in a situation where I just have to do stuff on my own. And, you know, what else can I say? I am an island out there amongst the massive continent of content creation that is the internet and Twitch and YouTube. I'm the one guy off, you know, on a tropical island by himself, making his own stuff. And if you guys want to swing by and check it out, I'm very pleased that you are. But, you know, I can't really go to the mainland, you know. Okay. Shout out to Johnny Source Rex. He said, shout out to my boy Tolo. He's an awesome guy. I agree. Tolo is an awesome guy. Shout out to him. And Johnny Source, you are tied for top tier. Oops, I totally spelled your name wrong. There you go. Tied for top tier. Very nice. Woomy cheered again. She says, you've done some FIFA play sessions to commemorate the World Cup being on. That would have been cool. Oh, you should have done some FIFA play sessions to commemorate the World Cup being on. Well, as I said, you know, it would have been a situation where I don't understand football. I don't play football. I don't follow the World Cup. So I don't own FIFA. If I owned FIFA and that was something that, yeah, I would have went back to it and probably done some World Cup style content. All right. But, you know, it is what it is that I don't really get the sport because I live in the United States, and here it never was a big thing in the United States. So, you know, it is what it is. You know, I live where I live, and there you go. All right, shout out to Third Eye the Third, and he's cheered. He says, what people fail to understand is that you can't create content without bouncing ideas off the stream chat. With the PSVR, it would just be dead air constantly, and people would be surprised that it's boring. I agree. Third Eye the Third, I actually completely agree with you. You know, my streams, in my opinion, and in most people's opinion that I've taken in the last year, all right, have gotten way better. People actually enjoy being on stream because I talk with you guys, I interact with you guys, because we get that live interaction aspect instead of me sitting, like what I used to do, it was like I was sitting in an isolation booth, right? Completely isolated from the world, playing a game by myself. And yes, at one point, maybe there was appeal to that, because you got to see me, the Joe average gamer who really had no knowledge of most game franchises, trying to jump in and play a game like Dark Souls and flubbing around and fucking up constantly, and you would laugh. But that was a different era. That was a completely different era. That doesn't really fly in 2018 anymore. Now people want that interactivity. They want to see the real Phil hanging out with them and having fun, and that's what you get on my streams. For me to go back into the isolation booth for the sake of VR, I don't think would pan out very well, and I don't think it would work. Okay, Octoa did a 300-bit cheer. Thank you, Octoa. You are now the cheerleader for today. He says, nah, dude, we got a sweet island party here with 483 people living it up. Well, Octoa, first of all, thank you for that sentiment. Second of all, I had no idea how many people are on the stream. As I've told you guys, I do not look anymore. And this was a big change for me that I started last year. It was actually last year when I adopted this more live streaming attitude. I said, I'm no longer going to look at numbers. I'm not going to look at how many people are on stream. I'm not going to look at how many people are watching my YouTube videos. All I'm going to do is make sure that I'm making enough money to pay my bills. That's all I care about. So I don't care on a particular day if I got 100 viewers, 400 viewers, 1,000 viewers. It doesn't matter to me. As long as you guys are here having fun on the streams and I'm having fun, that's all I care about. Okay? That's the bottom line. And the thing is, when people are having fun, they're more prone to do things like contribute, and then the stream becomes profitable for me, and I can keep doing it. Right? So it all goes hand in hand. It's a positivity feeds positivity kind of deal. If I were sitting here staring at stream numbers constantly, all right, and I was like, oh man, you know, this is ridiculous, to the point where, you know, oh no, I had a stream, it didn't have good numbers, then I'm going to, you know, it's going to tear me down. And this has happened before in the past. It's torn me down to the point where I get in my head messed up. Man, I'm not good enough. People don't like my content. They're not coming out to watch my streams. I'm not going to make enough money. I'm not going to be able to pay my bills. I'm not going to keep my house. I'm not going to do this. And it just becomes a big ball of toxic negativity that ruins everything. So that's why I enjoy having this party atmosphere with you guys every day on stream, and I don't really look at how many people are on the island with me. What a what a kind of analogy that is, that we're having an island party and we're all hanging out on the island together, right? To me, as long as everyone's having fun, I don't care how many people are here, you know? So that's kind of the attitude I have, and I hope that comes across on my streams. It's funny because some nights I'll be playing a game that's like a more niche game, and I'll look at someone who may be a newcomer will come to the stream. Wow, what happened? Phil, this happened during the entire time during my recent Yakuza 6 playthrough. Wow, what happened? Phil only has like 100 to 200 viewers on stream. And everyone's like, no one cares. Get out of here. Like, why are you even bringing that up? We're having fun. Get the hell out of here, you know? Why you got to be a jerk? And I agree. Like, I'm not about that. I just want everyone to come by and swing by and have a good time. So there you go. Shout out to Knows Nobody, who did a 100-bit cheer and asked, do you think next-gen consoles will run games in 60 frames per second? Nope. And I mean that, too. Game developers just don't seem to care about performance on console. I hate to say that. They just don't. What they care about is pumping a fucking addictive game out there to make money. They don't care what the game looks or runs like. I mean, if anything, PUBG is the prime example of that. Pay $30 for an early access game that runs like duty and is pretty much not competitive whatsoever on consoles because it's delayed and choppy. I mean, what the fuck? But we've seen this over and over and over again. Why is it that AAA game studios, right, can put a care and attention to detail and pump out really great performing games, but then you get other games, AAA game studios, that pump out a game that runs like shit, looks like crap. Oh, but it's addictive and it's co-op, so I make money on it. Like, it's so ridiculous. I honestly don't think we're ever going to have an era of gaming where we're going to have consistent graphical performance on consoles. I don't think it's going to exist. I just don't. Because as long as these game publishers are in control, who only care about the almighty dollar and not about the actual quality of the game that's put out there. I mean, prime example of this would have been Assassin's Creed Unity. You know, this is a franchise that every year was putting out a major AAA game, and one year they put out a game that's such a broken piece of shit, you know, that Ubisoft had to completely apologize and then change their development strategy to skip a year so people would come back and play their games again. We need to get past that crap before we can expect to get console stability and console conformity on performance. You know, I fully expect, I mean, just right now, if you own a PS4 Pro or an Xbox One X, you still can't get consistent 60 frames per second performance on most games. So the next gen of console, all they'll do, they'll push the boundaries. Well, a tougher processor, a better graphics card, more RAM. And the games will come out and run at 20 frames per second again. It's just going to keep happening. I'm telling you. All right. Shout out to frickin' Bagwell, who did a 100-bit cheer. He's a long-time watcher, long-time donator. There you go. And then he says, kill the animals, and I have no idea what he's talking about. If that's supposed to be some kind of a reference, I don't know. It went over my head. But thank you for the 100-bit cheer. I appreciate that. Okay? All right. Well, my friends, I would like to say thank you for your contributions on stream so far today. People have been very generous, in particular with tipping, which is very nice. Thank you guys very much. Again, reminder, if you guys do cheer, sub, or tip, I'll give you a shout out on today's stream. If you do beat the top cheer or top tip, you'll get up on the leaderboard. Current top cheer is 300 bits for Octoa, and top tip is Mao with $50, a big one. Okay, that's going to be tough to top today. Doubt we'll see anyone top it, but we'll see. You never know. Sub count has gone up. Let's go ahead and fix that to 485, because it actually went up by 2, so that's a positive, right? And then lastly, and then we'll start right after this, shout out to the people who have been the top cheering contributors so far this week. The top 10, let's give them a shout out, okay? In 10th place, Geek Room. In 9th place, BattleDuck 9000. In 8th place, PS Geek 23. We've got a tie for 7th place between Infinite 55 and the Shao Kahn Artist. In 5th place, we've got Octoa. In 4th place, we've got Zacho. In 3rd place, Der Fusilador. In 2nd place, Aust Mink. And sitting firmly at 1st place at the top of the mountain, the Lord Lamb V3. So thank you guys very much for your contributions. Octoa just cheered again. He said, now it's an island party with 485 people. Well, again, I don't harp on attendance count, but thank you very much, Octoa. All right, guys, let's end the pre-stream. And then let's do it. Let's jump. We're going to get into episode 1. We're almost done with episode 1 from what people are telling me. I got maybe about an hour left here. So we're going to finish up episode 1 of Half-Life 2, and then we're going to start episode 2 and see how far we can get today. All right? Sound good? I've really been enjoying the retro goodness of Half-Life 2, and I hope you guys have as well. Okay? All righty. Oh, wait a minute. I'm confused. Okay, people are saying, boy, I'm so confused. People are saying it's not view count, it's sub count that Octoa is referencing. You're right, it is going over my head. It's completely gone over my head. Alright, guys. Thank you for watching. Let's end the pre-stream. Let's get started. Here we go.